DVD-Forum.at wieder hier auf der Gamescom 2017 in Köln, diesmal bei Ubisoft. Und neben mir steht Stefan, the producer from The Crew 2. And the first thing that sprung to my mind when I heard The Crew 2, how do you make a game bigger that's all... Wow, how?
With a lot of people. We have a big team working behind The Crew 2. That was the big idea. Trying to recreate the whole USA and all this with these new kind of vehicles that required a lot of people. So we have a big team working on this game, and you've seen the result. You played the game. It's looking quite well, right?
And the thing is, you kind of surprised me because, I mean, let's get a little more serious. I played The Crew 1, and it was basically all of the United States. I mean, it was compressed, but it was all of it. So I thought, well, when they make a sequel, how awesome would it be to have Europe or Asia? No, you went for America again. So the thing is, are we getting the same map that we had in the first game, or what are the similarities, the differences, the size, maybe the scale?
So basically we took the map from The Crew 1 and erased everything, everything. So we kept the same size, but we've rebuilt everything from scratch. So the cities have been rebuilt, the rivers have been rebuilt, everything, the mountains, the nature, everything has been redone because we wanted to have something much better. So we've been recreating, for example, the cities to be able now to jump on top of rooftops because it's fun, because we wanted to have this kind of crazy playgrounds where the players could have fun in very dense and action-packed location inside of the world. So we've created the world much more oriented toward the fun and the players than the pure realism. We really wanted to take a step back on that point, yeah.
And I've been to cities and woods in The Crew 1 and now in The Crew 2, and what I noticed is they have a certain different feel to them. How do you do that in game design and development? Because the entire, it's basically the same city. Yep. You told me that New York basically had like a very realistic feel in the first game, but for the second one you went for a completely different feel of the entire city.
The way we approached it is based on the vehicles. So the first thing we designed and we created were the vehicles. So the planes, the boat, bikes, and the cars have been completely redone in terms of handling and physics. And then we said, okay, to the world creators, now have fun. Those are your toys. Create the world for them, not create a world and then we try to make it happen. Just rebuild the world completely designed for the vehicles. So the cities now has been, for example, the skyscrapers, we moved them a bit to be sure that the planes can move swiftly between them. The bridge, we made them a bit higher so you can go under them. It's tiny details, small changes here and there that just make the game much more fun to play now.
And you just mentioned, I think, that the biggest reveal of The Crew 2, because the first game started out with cars. Yeah. Then we had the trucks and other parts, expanding the vehicle roster. But now we can go in the air and we can go in the water. Yeah,
that's coming from the community. They really liked the expansion we gave with Wild Run, the first expansion on The Crew. They really like that kind of, okay, give me more toys, give me more kind of vehicles to play within the world. That was really a very strong feeling. So when we started working on The Crew 2, we said, okay, that's the heart. Wanted to have a wide variety of disciplines, of different kind of vehicles that handles completely differently. And maybe you like drifting, maybe I actually don't like drifting myself. I'm not good at drifting, but I like planes that much. I'm so good at that. I will find my own pleasure in that discipline. And you will find your own pleasure in something different. But that's okay, we have that huge variety to cover every kind of players. And this is where we gather so much people. Like The Crew 1, we had more than 12 million players, I hope 12 million players in The Crew 1. They love that kind of freedom. So we are bringing even more.
And the thing is, I'm really into physics and other technical aspects of game development. For you personally, what do you think is the most difficult part to produce, and how do you translate real-life physics into game world physics?
So that's a big difference between the Crew 1 and the Crew 2. The Crew 1, we tried to be really close to the real life physics. So we tried very hard, we had a lot of algorithms trying to reproduce it, and that was not super exciting. We had a good physics, but not the best out there, and the community told us very clearly. So here we took it completely from scratch, we removed everything and rewrote the whole code for the physics engine, and we decided to go all arcade.
Yeah.
That's it. So, and you feel it when you are playing the game.
You feel it within the first
it's completely different.
7 seconds.
Yeah.
You know, the first Crew was interesting for me to control because it was an interesting mix of a simulation and an arcade style game. It was more arcade, but still there was some simulation aspects. Those are basically gone.
Yeah.
It's simulation. I jumped into a plane and I could fly it.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
you're not going to see it in our demo because the first thing I did was I flew against this thing and flew against this thing. But you feel it. And what I also noticed is the cars, they control so much smoother now.
And everything that we did also on the level design has been also in that situation. Like, for example, the vegetation, we've reshaped completely the way we are producing the trees. So now the trees, you have like 2 meters high where you have no branches. It sounds some like details, but with this kind of creation, you have a very clear line of path. So inside of the woods, you see like 500 meters away. You can definitely try to find your path now instead of trying to fight against the nature. Now it's more like it's a playground. It's where I'm gonna have fun, you know.
And the Crew 1, I mean, it had insane content. I remember after, I think, 50 hours of playing, I was like, okay, let's go into the statistics. How much have I done? 16%? Are you kidding me? How? So how much different is the Crew 2 from the Crew 1 in that aspect? Has it gotten bigger, more challenges, more types of events, more story missions? Or is it basically the same in size?
So basically, you can answer more to any kind of question. More vehicles, more missions, more skills, more everything. We really wanted to have the world packed of content and packed of action. So you'll see. We have so much more to talk about.
And I gotta ask you this because this is usually something that game developers release as the last piece of info, but for me it's really important, and to many other players as well, the trophies and achievements. And those for the Crew 1 were insane.
Cool.
Were you? No, I mean insane in terms of time-consumingly insane, like drive 5,000 miles. Really? Yeah.
Did you do it?
No.
Oh, come on.
I mean, there is a glitch. No, let's not. No. But did you change something in the trophy achievement design for the second part, or is it like the same style of time-consuming grind trophies?
We're going to have a bunch of everything, basically. Much more around exploration for some achievements. Some will be around the progression system. Some will be around just the pure exploration and just have fun doing tricks. So we'll cover different kind of play styles in the achievements also, just like we do with the families that we have in the game. We have street racer, freestyle, off-road, and pro racing. It really embraces the way the players like to play the game, and so the achievements and the trophies will be the same, don't worry. So not only pure achievement guys now.
So the thing is, the Crew is a community-based game, and I'm sure there are going to be a lot of new community features that have not been announced yet, but for me personally, I always think about the single-player experience, and I think this is the thing that's basically gotten worse over the last couple of years. So I would like to ask you, what can you tell us about the single-player experience of the Crew 2?
So basically what we decided to do for the Crew 2 is to be sure that you can do whatever you want. If you want to play solo, all the content is playable solo. If you want to play multiplayer, you can do it. But you will never be forced to do one or the other. So that's very important for us. We want to be sure that, it's player's choice. You want to play solo? Okay, have fun, man. We don't want to stress you and to force you into a multiplayer race. That's very important.
But there is still going to be a story.
There's going to be a story. That's going to be a bit lighter compared to the Crew 1. You remember the story of Alex.
The darker story,
yeah. The dark. So we removed that because the players told us that was not what they were looking for inside of the game like that. they want to have the systems, they want to have the world, they want to enjoy and have fun with that. So we created a system that is much lighter, that will still support you as a solo player if you want just to have a next step. Just what I can do, okay, we're gonna have an NPC giving you a hint about what you can do next. So it's much lighter, but it's still in the mood of competition and trying to be the best. That's what is everything about in The Crew 2.
Great, so I say thanks a lot for talking to us.
My
thanks
pleasure.
a lot for watching us, and we'll see you guys again. Bye.